Do you guys hear that?
Is that boss music?
Go naked and just go with the sword, and that's it.
What do I do with all this?
It says it in the title.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the Unearthing Games Podcast. This is episode 4. My name is Erica and I'll be your lead excavator today. Today I'm also joined by...
I'm Nick.
And I'm Jacob. How's it going?
And we dig games. If you haven't noticed, we have a new host here this week. This is Jake, so he's going to be coming on every so often. Hopefully he'll be more regular. So Jake, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi. Yeah, my name's Jacob. I am a graduate student, so yeah, Erica's right. I might be a little in and out, but I'm gonna do my best. But I do have my priorities here, and yeah, I do love me some games. I've been playing a lot of. Oh man, I play a lot more than I focus on my schoolwork. It's a problem.
Okay, so for this episode, it's going to be a little bit different than our past two. So since Jake is new here, we want him to go through his top 5 board games and video games. And then Nick and I will talk about, one game that we played this week. But we won't get into a new board game this week just for time purposes. So this doesn't go extremely long. Before we get into all of that, though, you guys, what have you been up to this week?
So I guess I'll go first. So kind of to piggyback on what we talked about last week, so I got that the Raspberry Pi setup that Erica got for me, so super excited about that. We did have a bit of a snag in the original setup. Everything worked great. Got the OS Raspbian installed and got the Steam Link app set up, and I even followed a nice YouTube tutorial to show me how like when you power the Raspberry Pi up, it immediately goes into the Steam Link app. So I don't even have to see the Raspbian OS. But whenever, everything was working great until the Fire Nation attacked. Actually, everything was great until I tried to stream a game, which is the point of the Steam Link. As soon as I booted up even a low load game, I pulled up Forager. Awesome, cute little pixel art, fantastic game. Shouldn't be system heavy. As soon as it comes up on the Steam Link, everything slows down. And I mean, it wasn't just like normal latency input lag issues, because that's normal if you're, broadcasting from one screen to another. This was like everything was just chugging super slow. Because when I told Erica about it, even she was like, well, isn't lag normal on that? And I was like, not this level. Yeah. So we spent an entire evening just trying internet fix after internet fix after internet fix. And it turns out it had to do with my TV's screen resolution. The Raspberry Pi defaulted to something that's ridiculously bigger than 1080p. And Steam didn't like that. So once we changed the Raspberry Pi's resolution setting to 1080p, wham bam, we have a golden Steam Link that works so much better than the actual Steam Link. So super excited about that. Super excited.
That's awesome.
Other than that, I played the game I'm going to talk about later in this episode, and I've also been playing a ton of Breakpoint. So I know I talked about Breakpoint last time, and I am pleased to say I have tripled my high score. So I went from rank 378 to I went from rank 600 and something to rank. It's in the high 2s now. I basically got 120,000, which is better than the 20,000 I had last time. So I'm very happy about that. Still nowhere near getting 1 million. Someday.
Probably. It's those goals to reach for, right?
Exactly. Got to keep pushing yourself. But yeah. So what you been up to, Jake?
Well, I have been playing an ungodly amount of RimWorld. In a lot of my downtime. It's just playing in my colony. I got a ridiculously great start point.
Okay.
I think I sent you a picture. It's in that nice little
super defensible
mountain. It's in that little mountain area that has one entrance on either side, but and I can fend off raids from. Oh, it's It's so good.
Oh yeah, you're good now until the drop pods start coming in.
Drop pods are ridiculous.
They try. I'll tell you. I'm far enough in that they try.
Now,
I've had to put.
What star did you go in with this one? Did you do the naked brutality or did you do the crash landed?
I did the naked brutality. So my first person was no, and it's been the best naked brutality that I've ever had. Because my first person has, like, well, they're dead now, you know. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, my dog.
Ripperoni and pasta.
Rigatoni and pasta. But she lasted so much longer than any other naked brutality that I've ever had. So it has been a wild run. I'm up to like 13, 14 colonists in my deal. It's wild. I lose a lot to sieges, but I mean...
Well, yeah, sieges are just
the
worst.
You've got plenty to lose, though.
Yeah, 14 people, that's, in RimWorld speak, that's an army.
But I'm emotionally attached, Erica.
Not to all 13 or 14 of them. There's got to be some that you just recruited that's like, whatever, they died.
Colonist has nuzzled Jacob, and he nicknamed him Lightning.
Yeah, everybody. Yes, I have Colonist 1, Colonist 2. That's what I should start doing so I don't get attached. Oh, well. But no, that's been it. I tried to play a bit of No Man's Sky with their new update. I'll get into No Man's Sky later. It's on my list.
Okay.
But I tried to play with their new update, and I don't know what it is, but I am just not in the mood to play No Man's Sky.
Not feeling the pull.
Yeah. Like, I always want to go back, and I always want to play it. But it's just something about it right now. I'll come back to it in like a month or two, and I'll love it. It'll be great. But right now, I'm just not feeling it.
Well, it's the whole, if you love something, set it free. Let it go.
I think Hoshaki was meant to be. But you
there you go.
The...
No, I wasn't going to finish it, but...
But you, Erica, did you tell us what you were doing?
No, so I have been playing a few video games. I went back and tried to finish Toby in the Secret Mine, and I got to the boss battle blast level room type of thing, and then I gave up because I couldn't beat it. But I'm almost there, so I know what the end looks like. I know last time I said, if anyone gets to the end, tell me what it looks like. I know what it looks like now. I just don't know what the actual, congratulations, you won looks like.
There's no confetti and balloons for you yet.
No, not yet. I played the game I'm going to be talking about this week, and then I also spent a good deal of time troubleshooting that Raspberry Pi issue that Nick had.
It was a big deal, all right? I was so sad. I was like, this Raspberry Pi is like the ultimate gift. And then it's like, oh, but it doesn't work.
Ooh,
that would be so sad.
We were so upset.
It
and
works
then we were
now.
so annoyed that the solution was so simple that it was just, change the resolution, and that's it.
We tried so many different network related changes and stuff like that, and just but
at least it works now. That's good.
It does. Super excited to get some more usage out of that. I'm probably going to play some No Man's Sky on my living room TV, so I'm excited about that.
All right.
Oh, that'd be pretty.
All right.
Okay, so now that we talked about what we've been up to, I guess, Jake, if you want to start us off with your top 5, let's say, board games first.
Top 5 board games? All right. So I'm going to start from the bottom of my list to my number 5. Mm-hmm. So my number 5 is Munchkin.
Okay.
And it's a good party game. I really like that deck builder kind of deal where you're just this little over the top guy who's basically in just a ridiculous D&D world, and and all that. I do like the house. I do like the house rules that people put on there because I think the game only goes to level 10. Is every monster you beat, you get a level, which is points in the game. So I know there are house rules out there that raise it to 20 so that you can just get a little more longevity out of the game.
Yeah.
So, but it's fun. It does get out of hand sometimes, but
there's some rage-inducing moments in that game.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. I think I've been in a couple of Munchkin games with you that have been just.
Weren't you at the one where the guy didn't read the card, and it the card specifically said if you don't tell a rhyme within 10 seconds of this card, your character dies, or something like that. He didn't read it, and then his friend across the table was like, "You're dead, dude." he was gonna flip that table. He was.
Yeah.
He was so angry.
Oh yeah, yeah. Munchkin will do that to you.
Yeah, but that game will always be in my mind, especially ever since I drew that broadsword.
Oh man, the broadsword. Only women can use it though.
I know, but
oh man,
sorry.
What a game, right? And then so that's my number 5. And my number 4 is Exploding Kittens. Just because it's such a cute little party game. I do enjoy every time we're able to play it because I don't think either of us own it.
No, our cousin was the one that brought it to us to play, right? That's the one that has a taco cat, right? Where it's like taco cat backwards is still a taco cat. Yeah,
all the cards are cats, and you have to like make matches. I believe.
I think so.
Yeah, it's sort of like Old Maid, right? And you don't want to have the exploding kitten at the end. Kind of thing.
It's something like that. But it's really like I really enjoy it. I like how it's really quick. You can get a couple of rounds in real fast, and it's just a fun little game. I like the art style is wonderful.
It does have a funny art style.
It's all cute little cats, and they're all doing weird stuff, and it's just wonderful. So that was number 4. So my number 3 is Sushi Go, for basically the same reasons.
Yeah,
because it's just got a cute art style. It's just really quick. It's even quicker than Exploding Kittens. You can play round after round of that just real fast.
So yeah, I think Eric and I talked about how it takes longer to tally up the score in that game than it does to actually play a round.
Play the round, yeah.
So,
yeah.
and just like and yeah, just having like, you know, the knowledge that I'm going to have to pass my hand off, so I got to like find the best way to screw over the person I'm passing it to. So, what's that, pudding? Oh, you best bet I'm taking that.
You seem like the kind of guy that would take the wasabi just to make sure I couldn't have it.
Just to make sure you couldn't get that multiplier, my guy. No, I definitely would, without shame. So that was number 3. My number 2 is Captain Sonar.
Okay.
Which I think y'all mentioned it has a different name now.
I think it's called Sonar.
I think it's still... Yeah, I think it's either Captain Sonar or Sonar.
Okay,
based on the box set.
Well, Grown Up Battleship.
Yeah.
It's what we're going to run with. But I do like the teamwork element. There's not a lot of games that have that I've played, really, that have that level of teamwork that you need to do to actually win.
Yeah, it's a lot of a higher tier cooperative game than other cooperative games.
Mm-hmm. I guess the one drawback is the amount of people you need to play it properly.
Yeah,
I feel.
Yeah, it's 8 people if you want every person to have one role, and you could do 3 or you could do 6 or 4, but it's a little harder on the players.
Yeah, it gets a little hectic if you only have 2 people per team. What's your go-to station?
Oh, my go-to station is comms.
Comms.
I love me some comms. Because I'm an eavesdropper by like nature. So when I'm given a role that is basically just cheat, just listen to the other team. I know. Just listen to the other team.
Mechanic.
It's not cheating if it's built in.
A key part of every relationship is listening. And in other words, for you, cheating.
Cheating. Yes.
Oh my god.
Hey, it's all about how you define it. No, comms is my favorite because yes, like engineering can get us, you know, into position and make sure that we've done the right move set to get us right. Captain can call the orders, all that. Second or first mate can do all of the, you know, his abilities and stuff. But I feel like comms is the guy who's really getting you there.
Definitely the most important role on the ship. I'm not gonna lie.
He is the guy who's like, okay, from my deductions, they are here. They have to be here because if they had done this moveset any other way, it wouldn't have worked. So that's why I like comms so much. I'm not so much of like the captain, like leader guy, so I don't really want that role. But I do like comms where it's like I can just dip out of the game basically for a while until I'm called upon, and then be like, hey, this is what I got. And I love it.
I don't know if it was the way that we played, but I feel like the first officer is the most useless role. Like maybe
what was the first officer?
I think he's the one that controls the systems.
Thinking.
Like I think he's the one that actually says fire a torpedo and stuff. I don't think the captain does that, but
well, so there's 4 roles, right? There's the captain that says where you're moving.
yes.
There's the guy that's taking care of the systems. That's like if we move 2 left,
that's the engineer.
The system would be out.
I think the first mate has a bunch of abilities.
Well, I thought he was the one that controlled like sonar ping and launch torpedo or drop mine.
Oh,
I think that's first mate. But I mean, that's easily done by captain. That's why I feel like you can couple captain and first mate together.
Yeah. And I guess it's the way that we played. I think the way we played was like the captain, even though he was just doing directions, was also calling the shots. You know?
Yeah.
Like first mate, fire torpedo. It's like, well, shouldn't the first mate make that call? I mean, I don't know.
Well, I mean,
no, the captain would still make that call.
But then what does the first mate do? They don't do anything then.
If you think about it in that sense, then really you could get away with 2 players, right? So the captain would be deciding what moves to make so that the systems don't go down, which is the engineer's job. Mm-hmm. And he could also just be the one that, says, hey, we're going to do a sonar blip. So you really only need like a captain and the comms guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
but still, fantastic game. Sorry.
All in all, it's a really fun game. I enjoyed. I'm not much of a team player, but I do like that game.
I think we really need to try to play that in the real-time mode where you just keep firing off directions and the other team just has to keep track of it until someone says, wait, we're surfacing, we're going to do whatever. Okay, and then back into it, and you just keep rattling off like directions. I think we really need to play in that kind of mode.
We could try.
I don't know if the people we play with have that kind of a focus.
Say, our brother, he has a hard time making decisions quickly, and if you want him to go in real time, I mean.
Oh yeah, no, I don't. Turn timers, right?
Turn timers.
So that was number 2. Number 1 is Castles of Burgundy.
Oh, yes.
I do love me some... Even though I never win. Which, I mean, that's like every game I play. I never win. But I had a good time anyway.
I mean, who all won last time? I didn't win all of them last time.
We played, 3 rounds? Each of you guys won. I didn't win.
Did I win a round?
I thought you did.
Didn't you?
What?
He blacked it out. It was such a dramatic experience.
I know. I must have just been blacked out from excitement. Who knows? But it's a really good game. I do like that sort of allocation type where it's like I gotta know what I want to do ahead of time so I can plan it out, and also if my plans are already going according to plan, how can I screw over someone else? Mm-hmm. And it's just I do like that.
And also, I think it's definitely the easier, or at least the easier of the worker placement type games that we have, because we have like Agricola and Caverna, and those are super long, and Castles of Burgundy is a lot easier to get into.
Yeah. It's a lot less of a table hog as well.
Yeah, also because it's set up in like phases, so like it has a determined pace. It's not so much of a, well, once you get to this point, game's over. It's, you have 5 rounds that you have, or 5 phases that you have to go through. So many rounds of phase. And once it's all done, whoever's in the lead wins.
Yeah.
That's what I like. I do like that structure of it, where you can't just get lost in the game. It's going to end. And you can tell when it's going to end. There's no, like, surprise, like, boom, we're done, it's over.
Yeah, it doesn't drag on for too long. Like, I feel like that's the downfall to Agricola and Caverna, is just that it has, like, 12 rounds, like, 12 cycles, I guess, where Castles of Burgundy has 5, and then the game is done. 5 cycles. 12 cycles is a lot, especially if you have 7 players. Like, holy cow.
Yeah, that's why it says it's, 30 minutes a player?
Yeah, it says account for a minimum of 30 minutes per player. So
if you do Caverna, so like that's just, you're going to be there all day playing.
That's a bit much, yeah. But so those are my board games. All right, we're gonna hop into video games, same style, from the bottom.
All right.
Okay.
And so my number 5 is the Borderlands franchise.
Okay.
I really, so they're my number 5 because the bookend games, number 1 and number 3, are really not just amazing, but they do a good enough job at what what they're good at that they make me like it still. Like, number 1, set the basis for a looter shooter.
Mm-hmm.
So you already have, it was lacking in story. I don't think anybody could actually tell you what the story of Borderlands 1 is.
I mean, Tannis was there and stuff.
You're trying to open a vault. There's tentacles. Atlas is a thing. I don't know. See, I can't even tell you.
Yep.
But it's that granddaddy. It was there before being a looter shooter was cool, and it was still really fun to play. It was fun gameplay.
Yeah. It was one of the first ones I played that had really easy drop in, drop out co-op. Yes, it was so great. And then Borderlands 2 brought on some really awesome gameplay advances, and as well as just an amazing story. But I also attribute a lot of the story to Handsome Jack. Handsome Jack made that game.
Because as I'll get into with Borderlands 3, your villain is going to make it all. And since Handsome Jack is the kind of guy that you kind of want to sympathize with, but he's also just kind of an asshole. He makes it hard to like him, but at the same time, it's still kind of easy to get his point of view, to get why he thinks he's the hero of the story. And as well as all of the gameplay advances that they made, just all of the guns, all of the people. Yeah, all of the guns. It was so great. And I haven't even gotten to their art style, or just how whimsical the game can be sometimes. It's just awesome. But that's more Borderlands 3. Borderlands 3 definitely, their visual game went up. Their gameplay is significantly better than either 1 or 2.
Very clean.
They're just lacking in story. I don't care about the Calypso twins the same way I did about Handsome Jack.
Yeah.
I don't love to hate the Calypso twins like I love to hate Handsome Jack. I just hate the Calypso twins. Yeah. They're so annoying.
I don't want this to be misconstrued as me defending the Calypso twins because they are awful. Mm-hmm. But Handsome Jack is a tough act to follow. No, I don't know if they could have made a villain of that same caliber without just resurrecting Handsome Jack. Handsome Jack.
See, and that's kind of why I will defend Borderlands 3, even though a lot of people are like, dude, that game sucks. No, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
It's good, but you can't follow up Handsome Jack. Handsome Jack was too good of a villain for them to possibly come to do anything against.
Yep.
He was top tier stuff. But I love Borderlands. I still play it sometimes with our cousin. Every so often he'll ask me if I want to play. I'll go play the DLCs with him. It's wonderful. The DLCs they're also not Borderlands 2 level DLC, but they're still pretty decent. They add enough for it to feel worth it,
Is it safe to say that if you had to pick one, you'd pick 2?
I'd pick 2. Yeah. Are you kidding me? The Assault on Dragon's Keep.
Oh man, Tiny Tina as the DM, it's great.
It was wonderful. But that's my number 5. My number 4 is Mount and Blade, both Warband and Bannerlord.
Okay.
Because I really enjoy that. Just that, coming from nothing. You're just a peasant who is you know what? I'm gonna start a kingdom. And you just waltz over to the next village, you gather a bunch of dudes, and you go pillaging. It's just a wonderful concept.
Rags to riches.
Really just pillaging my way to an empire. Which, this is going to be full disclosure, I have never actually won a Mount and Blade game. I have never actually conquered the entire continent of Calradia.
It's hard,
boy,
man.
have I tried. It is hard. There's also the political game you have to play. Like, to get people on your side, you have to, marry the right people. You gotta make allies with the right people. You gotta don't attack the Nords right off the bat. That's just a bad idea. You're gonna get massacred by Huskarls.
I don't know, man. In Bannerlord, the Nords are a pushover.
Yeah, I was about to say, at least in Warband, the Nords were a force to be reckoned with. But in Bannerlord, you're right. They're a bit of a pushover. But I love, and also, like, and we're not even getting into, like, their combat system, which is just wonderful. You can go third or first person, medieval combat, medieval combat in the sense of it's a whole bunch of guys bashing into each other with swords and hammers and bows and arrows, and it's just a wonderful good time. That's my number 4. My number 3 is No Man's Sky, which I told you I would get back to. Here we are. We've come full circle. So I pre-ordered it back in 2016.
back before No Man's Lie.
Back during No Man's Lie. Yes.
Hey, the beginning.
Yes. Back when I didn't have a PC capable of running it.
Oh, I remember that. You opened it on your laptop.
I opened it on my laptop.
It was like burp, 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 burp.
It basically crashed my laptop, yes, but I tried, darn it. But I do remember, like, the first time I played it, I was with y'all, and you did have a PC that I could play it on.
Yep.
So I brought it up, and yes, the first part of it was a dumpster fire. It was not that great.
It was something.
It was definitely a wonderful concept at the time. But what really makes me like this game is just how Hello Games has stuck with it for so long. Like, what is it? We're 2020 now? Is this 5 years?
Yeah, it's been like 5 or
4
6 years, yeah.
After? And they're still cranking out updates, and it looks better than ever.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you took a screenshot from their release to now, which, yes, you would assume that they would have, like, they would be better, at least.
Yeah, but it's barely even the same game.
No Man's Sky is not even the same game anymore. It is such an upgrade over what they started with to what we have now. It's so wonderful. Like I said, I need to be in the right mood, and I need to because I'm an explorer in No Man's Sky. Like, I know some people like the trade, some people like the combat, some people like the space combat, some people like the base building. I'm here for the exploration. The way I got into this was I heard 16 quintillion, which I know was their buzzword that they were running with. It's like, oh, so many planets! And that worked on me. I was like, yes, please let me spend the rest of my life exploring the galaxy, because I will do it. And it's wonderful. Their latest update, Origins, has added a whole bunch of upgrades to their variety. So their procedural generation you're not gonna run into the same planet over and over again with different topography. You're gonna get similar, like, you're gonna get more variation in the planets you find, which is awesome, because especially for someone like me who is playing it for the exploration, and not all of the other aspects of the game that come with it.
That'll be exciting. I know I was getting really tired last time I played, where it was just like another radiation storm.
Oh yeah. Oh, trust me, those haven't gotten any better. Not from what I've seen.
Did they fix the stairs, though? Can you build stairs on a 3rd level cube building?
Because
that was what we were struggling with.
The QB stairs. We wanted to make a 3-story cube building and have stairs go from level 1 up to level 3. And it was like, sorry, brah, you could only snap stairs on level 1.
Yeah.
I'll let Shell know. But I don't. So
I wonder if it's going to break
mission,
my base.
It might have.
Oh well.
Who knows? My current mission is to get to the center of the galaxy, and that was my current mission before this update. So I am so far removed from my home base that I haven't been back there in, I don't even know, a long time. I'm a few 100,000 light years away from my home base. But I will let you know if they fixed base building.
There you go. Keep me in the loop.
So my number 2 is Cities Skylines.
Okay.
I never played much of SimCity, which I know is what it's like. It's basically the spiritual successor to SimCity.
It totally is.
I never played much of SimCity, but just it's definitely that feeling of, oh, well, just, I just need to make one more district. I just need to make one more, like, just, okay, I have this road going. Oh, but what if I did this? And if I had it come off? I'm a grids guy.
Grids.
So like...
How many times have you looked at traffic and just thrown your headset across the room?
I hate the traffic.
I have the traffic mods.
Oh, the traffic mods.
Slightly help the problem. But I think... But once you have the mod, you're like, oh, it was actually my fault.
I
didn't actually fix it.
The roads are just...
built roads horribly.
Right, the roads are just garbage. My bad. But no, it's such a pretty game. And like that is one game that I could play on my laptop before I got my PC. And even like, and now it still kind of bogs my PC down just from the amount of stuff I put in to my cities.
Even my Cadillac gaming PC, once your city gets pretty big,
once there's a lot of stuff going on,
it has a hard time.
and especially now that I think, what is it? Their latest one was Sunset Harbor, their latest DLC.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one. I don't really know what's about it.
I think it adds a fishing industry.
Ooh,
that's cool.
That you can put into your water bodies and call it good.
That's exciting.
I don't think I like how Paradox, they give you like a little taste of what their DLCs are, but they hide the main body of it behind a paywall.
It is still cool that you at least get some of the new content, the improvements and things like that come in, but
yes.
Do you want these new buildings, these new industries? Well, we're going to EA you a little bit.
You're going to have to pony up. But I still enjoy it. That's another game I haven't... It's on my list, but I haven't gone back to it in a long time, mostly out of fear that I'm going to get sucked in.
But you never really
come out.
Beat that game. It doesn't
Well, it's not a game...
It's
not a game you beat. It's you have to find your own, like, stopping point, or else you will continue on to critical mass.
Well, you could I guess you could set your end as unlocking all of the unlockables, because it's based on the size of your city.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's also, like, what about all the hidden buildings and stuff, too, right? That's not just the size. That's doing crazy things like having a slum with, like, 50% tax rate and stuff like that.
having 50% unemployment. Oh, my God. So many abandoned buildings. It was wonderful.
Yeah. There's some crazy things.
No, what was it? No. One of the buildings required you to have so many abandoned buildings in your city. So I was like, okay. Taxes. 12%. Let's go. Or no, wait. 12% is the minimum. Is the minimum before people start leaving.
24%, I think.
24%. How high can we make this go? And people just start leaving, and I got abandoned buildings out the wazoo going.
What's the opposite of that? That happy little, like, the little ching ching as people move in? What's the opposite of that?
I don't know. But no, cities is a nice little time killer. If you just want to relax, build a city, turn off the natural disasters, because
lose yourself in
they're amazing.
No, I just remember that I was locked into I was on a coastal map, but I hadn't gotten to the coast yet, so I couldn't put out tsunami detectors. So I'm just sitting there piddling away, building my city, and then before I know it, oh my goodness, we have a tsunami. And I look, I was like, oh, it's already here. And there was nothing I could do about it, because I had no early warning, and their water physics is broke as hell.
It's something.
That just keeps coming, and it just keeps coming, and I was like, there's nothing I can do about it. And
but then what would you do with the tsunami? No, regardless, it's like, okay, put your people in a bunker. Yeah. Aren't those gonna flood? Like,
sure.
I'm pretty sure they're not waterproof, and even if they all survive in the bunker, all their buildings are still gonna be destroyed. Like, there's not much you can really do against the tsunami.
You gotta get the disaster response unit. They rebuild destroyed buildings from natural disasters.
Yes, they do.
Slowly.
Slowly. No. Okay, and here's the thing. So after that initial tsunami, I rebuild. And then I'm just like, okay, we're back. We're good. It's all good. Another tsunami comes in.
Oh my gosh.
I was like... I think I quit that map, and I was like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. We're not playing on this map ever again.
Never on a coastal map.
Never on a coastal map. We're doing something else, and that's it. So
I always wanted to be on the coast in that game, but since there wasn't like a fishing industry or anything like to actually incentivize you to be on the coast, really, like you could have like the cruise line ships that come in and stuff like that, but that's meh.
You have like the shipping industry that you can get through the sea. You have some transit options.
Yeah.
But yeah, like until this latest DLC, they didn't really have many options to put on the coastline.
Yeah.
Which kind of made it, unless you wanted to do like water wind turbines for electricity.
Well, those are nice.
They are nice.
Yeah.
They produce enough power for you to get by.
They had like ferries and stuff too, so you could do like a coastal thing and dual ferries around the coast.
Well, I could talk about cities forever, but we're gonna move on to my number one, which is a Risk of Rain 2.
Oh,
because I'm a slut for roguelites. And it's just so our cousin put us on to Risk of Rain, I think, right?
But you put me on to Risk of Rain, so
I think he told me that, hey, this is a really like good game. You should play it. And like I remember watching the trailer for Risk of Rain 1. It's a 2D like platformer, same style. You're playing as a survivor off the ship who's just fighting your way through stages, and it just keeps going, and they get progressively harder as time goes on. You pick up items to make yourself even more of a badass, and it's just great. With their 1.0 release, they made it so much better. They actually have like a final boss he's really interesting to fight.
What a learning curve on that guy, man.
Oh man, yeah, that third stage. Ooh. But it's just, and each survivor has their own deal. Yeah, like you can play as a ranged guy, you can play as some melee guys, and each one of them has special things you have to do to unlock other abilities or, a different, like a better skin. Although I think they all have the same challenge for unlocking their other skin.
Yeah.
But they're all different. They all do different things. They all appeal to different play styles. So, but if you opened up my Steam library and you filtered it by most hours played, it would be RimWorld first off.
Yeah.
And then roguelites just all the way after that. I really love the roguelite style. I think at some point it's going to lead to you like not being interested anymore because you've kind of unlocked everything and you've done everything that it has to offer. But I feel like they offer a lot of gameplay for their value, because usually the roguelites that I've played have been like little indie games.
Yeah.
That they're not that expensive relatively compared to AAA titles, but you can get so much gameplay out of them.
Oh yeah. A little $15 roguelite that you spend 100 hours playing, I think you definitely got your money's worth, No, that's why I love roguelites so much. Roguelites and city builders. Those were my games that I played. At least with roguelites.
Have you played Enter the Gungeon?
Yes.
I have.
Okay.
By Tiny Build, right? Yeah.
I think it is Tiny Build. Yeah.
I think I have played it. I don't think I have played it nearly enough to say that I understand what's happening in Enter the Gungeon. But it is one game that I should probably go play a little bit more of, just so I can understand it.
Well, you and me should tag up and play that multiplayer. I was talking to Erica earlier this week about Steam has that like couch co-op over the internet feature.
Nice.
And so I was like, we should try that out and do that more. And I know Erica and I have played some of the couch co-op on that, and it gets a little hectic.
I'm so bad at that game. I'm really bad at games where you have to keep track of where you're at on the map. I'm horrible at that.
And Enter the Gungeon's a bullet hell game, so you have to know where you are, so you're not hitting the bullets.
Mm-hmm.
So
we'll have to try that. We'll have to see.
Yeah,
but those were my top fives for both board and Vigia games.
Games.
Vigia games. So, yeah.
Cool. Well, welcome to the podcast. We're glad to have you.
Super excited.
So, Nick, if you want to follow that up with what game you played this week.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I played this neat little indie title this week, as I'm probably going to wind up saying a lot throughout this podcast. A neat little indie title. Picked this guy up on Xbox. It's called The Touryst, but they misspelled Tourist. It's Touryst, which there's some spot in the game where that has some relevance, but I never really understood why they made it a YST. But it's got this neat little... I don't really know how to describe the art style. It's like an isometric pixel art kind of thing. Like you have this like top down at an angle, you know, like that isometric view where like it's kind of like a up at the top third person view. And
I wouldn't say pixel art.
Yeah, it's not pixel art. It's kind of like Minecraft-y. Like
Minecraft
that,
story mode.
Yeah, like that blocky. Everything is blocky and square, and like all the people are blocks. Your character's a block. Like everything is very. It's just very blocky, for lack of a better way to put it. Very Minecraft, Roblox. I don't know. But it's adorable the way that they do it. Like, your guy's a tourist, go figure. You just arrived on the islands and you want to explore. And you have this goofy little, like, blocky mustache that sticks off your face. And it's hilarious. But the game immediately, like, it doesn't take itself super seriously. Which I really loved. Because, like, the first guy you meet on the beach is like, hello there, I'm also a tourist like you. Be interesting if someone could get into those ruins over there. And when you get in there, he's like, awesome, you did it. Now let's go find some other ruins, you know? And he just, like, he doesn't take anything seriously. He's like, it'd be cool if you did this, you know? I'm just a tourist like you. And so there's, like, 6 to 8 islands you can go and explore. And you're looking for all these different, like, ancient alien ruins, I guess. And it's pretty fun. The game has a lot of like random little like old school game references, like even down to the point that it has old school games built into it. Like there's one kind of like Bomberman where you actually go to an arcade on one of the islands, and it's got little quarter arcade machines, or you can play. Is it Breakout, right? Where you have a little bar at the bottom and you hit the ball up to break the bars at the top. So there's that one. There's one where you're a guy that jumps around and you have to catch all the TNT that's in the air without getting hit by the enemies. And then there's also the classic arcade racing game, you know, where it's super pixely and you're a little car racing other cars.
Yeah.
I sucked at those games horribly. But it was so fun, so addictive. And it had all these little incentives where, you know, you might think you're done on one island, but it gives you reason to go back to islands you've already been to and mostly completed. And so I thought that was pretty cool. It's kind of a weird puzzle platformer, I guess you could say, because everything in the game was just me running around and like jumping from one surface to another and be like, oh, pick up this item and go drop it on that button, and that opens the door, and a lot of random little puzzles like that. It had a great like sound aesthetic, I guess you could say. Like you're on this island, and as you walk on the sand, you hear the little quick, 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 like from your guy walking in sand. And then when you get in the grass, you hear the grass all rustling. And if you jump in the water, it had really good water audio. Like everything about this game was super. It was very well polished, I would say.
I was about to say, sound design is a big deal for a lot of games.
It is.
If it doesn't sound right, you're not going to...
Well, and it especially had to do it because for most of the game, there's not background music. Like, because there's certain areas that music is specific to that area. Like, one of the areas you actually go to, like, a beach party, and you have to help the DJ get everything set up. And so as you're doing that, the music is, like, getting louder and louder, and it's like, it was great. So, but some areas you had no background music, so it's a little, you're like, I don't hear anything except for my guy walking on stone, the whole tap, 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 tap. So it was really awesome. Similar to some of the other games I've played for the podcast, it just wasn't that long, which again made me sad. Like I was really enjoying it, but thinking about it now after the fact, the game probably took me like 5 to 6 hours to play in total. Granted, I did not 100% it, which from what I could see as the other achievements I didn't get, probably would maybe make it about a 10-hour game in total, 10 hours of gameplay, which I think you probably get your money's worth out of that, you know? So it's a bit short. It did leave you open for there possibly being a sequel. So I'm going to keep my eye on the horizon for, Touryst 2, Trouble in Paradise or something like that. It's going to be great. But so this guy, it's called The Tourist. I already spelled it out. It's by Shinyen Multimedia. It's like SHIN parenthesis EN, or what's the quotation mark? Quotation code.
Yeah.
You get it. Words. I can grammar.
What's the quotation? Quotation.
What's that word called? It's only on it's on Nintendo Switch, Xbox, and you can get it from the Microsoft, like the Windows store, so that's how you could play it on PC. I don't believe it's on Steam, and I haven't seen it on PlayStation either, so a little bit limited on where you can get it, but it's totally worth it. I really enjoyed it. A lot of fun. Say 10 out of 10. Probably will go back and 100% it. Probably.
Well, nice. Very nice. Sounds like a really good time.
Yeah. Erica, okay. What did you play this week?
So this week, I played a game called Deleveled. And so this is another game the developer is Toaster Fuel, and the publisher is the Quantum Astrophysicists Guild. So they gave this code to Nick again. Last week's game that he talked about, they had given him the code for, and so this is another one by the same publisher. And this one is so I started playing it after we were having all the issues with the Raspberry Pi, so I was already frustrated, and then I got into this game, and it's all like physics-based puzzles, and there's 10 like phases and 10 12 rounds within each phase, and they're just different maps where first it's like a straight line, and there's 2 cubes that you control. One is on top of this line and one is underneath the line, and so if you fall and hit the one below, then it'll jump below, and then it's all physics based other off of that center line. So it was getting the timing right and just making sure everything was right in the right spots at the right times. And the puzzles just get continually more complicated as you go through. Like, it's no longer just get to the finish line. It's, okay, you have to press 8 different buttons before you can get to the finish line. It's really fun. It's a great puzzle game that you can just go back to and play and complete. So you actually earn stars for getting through the puzzle without like taking damage or restarting so many times. And so at the end of each of the phases, you have to have so many stars to continue to the next one. So if you do miserably your first time around at all these puzzles, you're going to have to go back and do them better to get the stars to continue to the next round.
Oh, it's kind of like insult to injury. You suffered to get through that puzzle, and it's like, guess what? You have to go back.
Yeah.
And do it again.
Oh, man.
Do it better.
But it's very clean. It's, like I said, it's basically squares and lines. And the lines are all, like, white colored. The squares are, the ones that you control are orange, I think. And then the buttons are green, and the finish line is blue. So it's really clean to look at. It's not something that's going to make your eyes hurt trying to, go through the puzzles. The music was pretty great. And that's Deleveled. This one I played on Steam. I don't know if it's available anywhere else, but it's on Steam right now. I think it's $10 for over 120 levels of puzzles. I think that's worth it.
Yeah, you definitely get your money's worth out of that.
120 is a good amount.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it would take me to get through that because I'm just not that good at puzzle games.
Yeah.
See, I knew this would be right up Erica's alley because she loves a good puzzle game. And this one, I mean,
I'd rather sit and watch you play it though and tell you, oh, you need to do this. Because I also don't like platformers that much, and it's a puzzle platformer.
Oh, no.
They don't go together for me very well.
You'd rather sit in the sideline and just tell me I'm doing it wrong than have to do it yourself.
No, you have to jump on that first and then go over there.
Isn't that what we all want, Nick? That's what we all want. We just want to sit and like tell you how to play the game.
I do need all the help I can get, honestly, so.
Oh. Well, all right.
Yeah, that's it for this week's episode. Thanks everyone for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.